You guys want to get some coffee or something?
Can I get a cup of coffee? Black? Can't you see we talking? White?
Even little kids in Mexico drink coffee.
Well, I'm not a little kid in Mexico, okay?
That is the best coffee I've ever tasted.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
You want a cup of coffee?
No coffee.
Coffee drinker, huh?
Maybe we could grab some coffee?
Coffee! Coffee, 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 coffee!
God damn, Jimmy. That's some serious gourmet shit. Me and Vincent would have been satisfied with some freeze-dried Taster's Choice, right? And he springs this serious gourmet shit on us.
Worst morning show ever. There you have it. Welcome to the show that lasts as long as my coffee. Sometimes a little longer, but not really. I want to welcome my friends that are all here. Of course, my right side of my brain is Martin Acosta Santana, who is a little kid in Mexico. Then we have Scott Lewis here. He's a good friend of mine in real life. And I've known you for a long fucking time, you and Keith.
I
met
time.
all of you fuckers at VisionCon in 2011, 2012, whenever that book came out, Codeword Geronimo.
11, yes.
11, yeah. And then, of course, my dear friend and skinhead, Dork Knight. And another good friend of mine in real life, Das Wolfen. And my new best friend from Croatia, Marshall Bojan. He is my good friend. And I love this guy, man. I said, did we just become best friends? It's like that scene in Step Brothers. I think we just became best friends. All right. What's your favorite dinosaur? T-Rex. All right.
T-Rex?
Yeah, see? T-Rex. And Dorknet, how are you feeling this morning, my buddy?
Good. Well rested.
I like your microphone, the way it lights up when you talk. It's sort of like you're turning on your microphone.
Yeah.
Talk nice to it. Talk nice to it, and it gets turned on.
Yeah.
I want to say good morning to everybody in the chat. Of course, is Dork Knight's mom, Penny. Dr. Dragon, D. Bud Martin, one of my favorite monkeys. We now have 3 monkeys that join our chats. I was like blown away. We had 3 monkeys, 3 different monkeys. So I now have 3 favorite monkeys. Monkey Jibus is here already. Hello, Monkey Jibus. Thank you. Come again. We got, let's see, anybody else? Who else is there? Got to have more people than that, for God's sakes. Let me get over in the comments. Let's see who. I'll look for myself. Anybody that's on the show doesn't count, so fuck you guys. Chris Lewis is here. Good morning, Chris Lewis. Slowly, like the way I brew my coffee, everybody will pop in and have their good mornings, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the show. I know in advance, I got to warn you, we are going to be discussing this latest episode, probably the first episode too, of House of Dragons. Now, I didn't catch it when I watched the first episode. They actually have the theme from Game of Thrones. Now, the first episode, I don't think it opened with it, but it ended with it. And then the second episode opened with the animation. Now, I don't know if it's because the version I saw was edited or something, but I don't recall there being any major opening titles for that. Was there?
Oh, there wasn't in the first episode. No. There wasn't.
Okay, so it's not my imagination. I didn't see like a bad version of it. Okay, we do have HBO Max, but I still prefer. Until I like a show, I don't want to give the streaming service their points for my watching it until I know whether I'm going to like it or not. Because you can inadvertently watch a dumb show and go, "Oh, I fucking hate this show," but they don't care because you watched it on their service and they got their numbers. I tell everyone, you want to protest, get a service and don't watch shows. And it absolutely hurts them. Good morning, Stephanie. Nice software, Stephanie. Yeah. If you guys don't know her, she does a lot of TikTok videos over on, TikTok and Facebook. She dances and stuff like that. She's a real sweet girl, really good friend. But she's not single, so leave her alone. So hopefully we'll see some other monkeys show up in the show today, because I love the monkeys. Yeah, that's right. It's also my favorite band. We only got one left, though, Mickey Dolenz.
Yep.
You know, I read somewhere that there was a note by Mike Nesmith that he left after he died, and it said, Mickey killed us all. Yeah, it's not true. But I would have done that because it would have been a funny prank to play on somebody after I died. Because I'm a dick. It's the thing I would do. It's sort of like Disney. You know that story, and it's a true story. The last thing that Walt Disney, wrote it on a piece of paper while he was in his hospital bed dying was the name Kurt Russell, and that was it. He just wrote Kurt Russell.
Really?
And I always said that he died before he could finish it, that Kurt Russell killed me. I'd like to tell that joke to his face and see how he reacts, see if he laughs or wants to punch me.
Why not both?
That would be fun. I've been punched quite a few times, so I know what it feels like and I know how to roll with that punch so it doesn't hurt so bad. Also, paranormal investigator. In my pants. I'm sorry, that's a Craig Ferguson joke. If you never watched Craig Ferguson, if you've never seen Craig Ferguson show, you've lived a sad, pathetic life, and you don't know the best of late night since Johnny Carson. So, but Scott, are you here, or are you working? Because I know he's working.
No, I'm here. I'm working also, guys. I'm sorry. I'm taking care of some stuff in the background.
Now, if you didn't know what Scott does, he works behind one of those glass windows that you got to pay money for it to open while he waxes his body.
That is an image none of us want to see.
Thanks for that, Gary.
Now, as the audio guy, I'm
wax
always
on,
doing
wax
audio
off.
Stuff.
Wax on, wax off.
No, I'm always doing audio stuff.
Yeah, hey everybody.
Working on commercials, working on other stuff in the background. So
today, Gary will be played by Rick James, and Keith is played by Charlie Murphy, the late Charlie Murphy. What's up, Blackness? Hey, Blackness!
That's a show we've got to see.
I miss Charlie Murphy.
Me
now,
too.
I got to tell you, he was not a very good comedian, but he could tell if. Hi, good morning, Anima.
Hey, good morning.
Sorry for being late.
Well, you know, as they say, it's better be late than never.
I just got home. I walked into
I
the
just
door
made
and
a
jumped
joke
on
within
my
a joke,
laptop.
so nobody got it. That's fine.
Hey, I got it.
Put me where I
Because it
belong.
wasn't fun.
Hey, Gary, I know you said hi to a bunch of people, but I just got to say hi to my brother, Chris Lewis, who has happened to be listening this morning.
Oh,
I
that's
didn't realize that.
okay. That's cool.
That's my
Cool.
brother, yeah.
Cool. Oh, and whoever said that smartass remark.
Behave yourself.
There you go. So, because Anima is here, I will say Guten Morgen.
Oh,
Dobre jutro.
Yeah, but you're saying with an accent. I'm saying speaking German without an accent, and it annoys her.
it's not morning anyway.
It is here. It's always morning somewhere.
Yep.
Good evening, Anima.
Chris Lewis says, I don't want to think about that when I commented on the pay glass, the girl behind the glass thing, you put money in and they're doing naughty things. I said this morning that Scott is behind one of those windows and you got to drop money to watch him put wax on himself, car wax.
It's an image we don't want to see. We don't want to see that. Nope.
No. Well, at least Scott doesn't.
No, I don't want to see it. Nope.
And your brother Chris.
Nobody's
just
paying
weird
any
if
money
your brother
to see it
wanted
either,
to see
so.
that. You know.
Nope.
I mean, by
Nobody's
law,
paying any money
he
to
has
see
to say that.
People pay money to keep the window closed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Shut the window. Jesus Christ.
Shut it.
There's small children here. Why did you bring small children into an adult theme park? You get these people that do that shit. I was watching a stand-up comic talking, and then all of a sudden he realized there were kids in the audience. He goes, why would you bring children? I'm going to be saying fuck a lot. It's your fault. It is not mine. I was laughing. That was good. Yeah, I use stripping as a threat and a fundraiser. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but when you guys that work on cars say stripping, it means something completely different.
Absolutely.
You know anything about cars, you know. So, anybody else join us yet? Kings Park Al is here. Good morning, buddy. And that's it. We got 18 people. I'm fearing that we won't have as many as we normally have because it's on the thumbnail and that there's going to be spoilers ahead. Already. Spoilers ahead. What's that?
I checked YouTube on my way home, and a lot of people have already done full spoiler
Okay,
episode 2
good.
review. So we're not among the first.
Yeah, but you know,
It's been 2 days. I mean,
yeah. But you know, I have to add. I mean, as many spoilers are out there, are they going to be as gay as mine?
nothing is as gay as yours.
Because I'm gay for Game of Thrones and House of Dragons.
Hot D.
So, hey, did you notice that? I don't just do German without an accent. I also do gay
You
without.
have an accent in German, Gary.
Yeah, it's American.
Yeah, stop pretending.
What do you mean pretending? I don't pretend. I'm American. I'm a proud American. I'm proud. Although I won't say American because I'm proud.
American.
So I say American. I'm proud of America.
America.
Yeah, when we graduated from AIT, I shit you not, over the loudspeaker system, they played that goddamn song. I hate country music, but I'm standing with the rest of those fucking troops crying as that band, those guys sing that song. I'm proud to be an American.
Lee Greenwood.
I know I'm free. I'll gladly stand up. Every single person was like emotional. Didn't matter whether they were Mexican, Chinese, Pakistani, Indian, black, white. Every fucking person was an American that night when we graduated. It was gay. It was really gay. The only thing more gay than that is two grown men fucking. I'm just telling you.
Jeez.
You know. Hey, look, if you watch Game of Thrones and House of Dragons, there's fucking going on. And the last thing I ever want to fucking see, ever, is Matt Smith fucking.
Too late.
I don't ever want to see his ass or him fucking
that.
some girl. That's just too much for my tiny little brain, my fragile mind.
I know, Doctor Who in bed, mid-coitus.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is with him is he's really fucking skeevy creepy in this show. And and I really hated that. I'm like, ew, you know. And it's on the thumbnail too. If you read the thumbnail, I actually put that on there. Did you guys see that?
I've been dealing with roofers. Look, I have a theory.
Roofies.
Oh, jeez. Here we go. No, I ultimately think that his character might be one of the nicer characters by the end of all this, because he's the only one that isn't truly the scheming type. He seems like he is, but he's not. And that's one of the things that I like about him.
His brother, the king, does not come off as duplicitous at all.
No.
But hold on a second. Here's the thumbnail for everybody. I have not yet even begun to creep you out.
I love that
Creepy.
thumbnail.
He
It's
is
so
creepy
good.
as fuck.
That dude looks
I don't
so
know.
much like
You know
Vigo.
what?
He
You know what I
does.
think is creepy? The looks they exchange, him and Rhaenyra, when she flies in to confront him.
Look, there's clearly
like, what's going on
something
between the
incestuous going on between
Yeah,
those two.
right?
And I suspect she's not a virgin.
I would be more surprised
I don't know.
that there wasn't something going on, considering their this is Game of Thrones and all.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean their family history being Targaryens?
Yeah.
Because
Also,
as you
he tells
know,
him-
in Game of Thrones, incest is best. Put your sister to the test.
Oh, jeez.
She also openly
Which-
tells him, "You know what? Kill me and your problems are solved." And she wouldn't do that if she would know it was a risk. She knows she's never going to
Well,
lay hand on her.
But I also think that Daemon really holds his family to a high regard. I don't think he's quote unquote. He's a bad boy. There is no question about it. And when you first meet him in the show, in the first episode, when you find out that he's married, you think less of him until you find out that his wife pitches for the other team. So
Yeah.
And also,
you know-
he says she's ugly. He says the sheep are more beautiful than the women there.
Well, I mean, there are reasons for everything that he does. It's kind of like when we first met Tyrion. You were kind of out of sorts with him. He's a funny little guy, but here you go. You know that he's the brother of these two people that happen to have pushed a child out of a window. I mean, how good can this guy be? I think that Daemon is exactly who we see him to be. Is he violent? Yes. Can he go a little overboard? Yes. He's someone that wasn't really raised to actually be king, but he's willing to do the job if it ever became his time. And everything that he's gotten mad about, there's a reasonable explanation for. In fact, ultimately, I think the one person who I think is at the top of my do not trust list is the Hand.
Oh yeah. No way.
and Daemon explains the reason why. I mean, he explains it to his brother.
What
Yeah, I can't
Hightower is
remember.
just playing, that's beyond. Like,
I can't remember what stream I was on where we were talking about this episode, but we had all agreed that we think that Hightower guy Otto is going to end up being the little what's his name?
wasn't
Like
that us last week?
Was it us? Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it was. Okay.
Our fun
yeah.
little party on Thursday?
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
Damon does do some dick.
Yeah, we've all killed quite a few brain cells since last week, so it's okay to forget stuff like that.
That whole thing with the egg. That was pretty dickish, considering which egg.
Well, look, there's some subversive shit going on with that character, the brother. He is up to something. He's scheming something, and I'm not quite sure what it is, but it'll reveal itself as the show goes along, I'm sure. But he lied. He basically lied. He played a card that I don't understand quite yet of the whole announcement, the dragon's egg, the having a child thing. And that's why she got mad and walked away. Because
he made it all up. He just wanted
he had
attention.
just invented all this stuff. Using her. He's using her as a
Putting her in
weapon to
danger,
do
ultimately.
something.
What he wanted was an excuse to get his hand on that precise egg.
Is that it?
Yeah.
But then he
Not
fucking
sure.
just gives it right back to his niece. I'm
Because-
sorry, girlfriend. His girlfriend.
Wait, whoa.
I don't think it was really about the egg. It was just
No, the egg
But-
is sending a message. The
That-
message is, I am the real successor.
The egg was the egg that was supposed to lay in the crib with the king's son.
yeah.
Right.
And now he says he wants it for his child, but he doesn't even have one. He doesn't even want to marry this girl. He's just using her and ultimately putting her in danger, and that pisses her off because she says, "You're the king's brother. You're safe." But now,
Yeah,
it's
because she
coming
even
after
says, I thought you were going to protect me.
yeah, because she's been
It's-
sold over and over. She just
And
wants
so
to be
I thought
safe.
that shows really that he's a narcissist, clearly, but I think he's a dangerous narcissist.
We see
that
that
he
in the
is a
end, yeah.
narcissist with intent.
What if it was all just basically testing the waters to see how Hightower and the king would respond? He was basically
that's what
baiting-
makes what he did so scary. Is if that's what he was doing,
I think
that's
it
a
is.
scary dude because he did a lot of shit just to test.
He basically was baiting them to see what the response was going to be, and if Rhaenyra didn't arrive there would probably be bloodshed.
Which he did not expect. That came as a complete surprise.
Yeah.
I think Daemon really is all about family, ultimately. And that part of the reason why I think he's reacted that way is he totally expected his brother to have his back completely. You know, I think he expects that of his niece. I just don't think he really trusts a lot of the people around his brother, which is I think the real reason why he wanted to be the hand. You know, ultimately.
Yeah, he also knows his brother is fucking weak, so.
Yeah, his brother is weak. So
yeah, it's going to inevitably get him killed because he's too thoughtful. I wouldn't call him a hand wringer, but he's pretty close to being a hand wringer.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if whatever disease he's got doesn't kill him, somebody will eventually get to him. You know,
what do they call that?
I don't think it.
Quisling.
Quisling, yes.
No, it's a real word. Quisling.
Yep, the trade.
Hand writing. Quisling. I'm going to look it up real quick. Is a term used by Scandinavian language speaking countries.
Yeah,
but in English, the meaning is a citizen or politician of an occupied country who collaborates with an enemy occupying force.
Yep.
So it's, yeah, there we go.
Wow.
There we go.
Even though part of me actually could see Daemon like stirring some more stuff up and then basically coming in front of the king.
Oh, there's no question.
Saying like...
he's going to be the shit stirrer.
Yeah. And
he
saying,
is the shit stirrer of the show.
Yeah. Saying, I did this for you because I care about you. I care about the kingdom. I love you, blah, blah, blah. You know, the whole sociopath stuff routine. I can see that being the case.
I can't do.
Yeah, the king's proposal was really... He was even the king himself was put off by that. What he had to do. Talking to that 12-year-old girl.
Oh, that was creepy. That's on... And the thing is, even he was creeped out by it, talking to her. He was talking to her because he had to, but, you know, that lets you know how far his cousin will go. And
yeah, exactly. What, Dork?
He's right, though. I
Dork,
mean, she's young,
something?
yes, but...
Yeah, well, it just was messed up that even the little girl's like, well, my mom says I won't have to let you bed me till I'm 14. I'm like, even...
Oh, jeez, God.
Yeah.
On the other hand, joining these two
Very
families
disturbing.
is the logical thing to do. It's just
Latino's
bad
family
luck
in the
that
house.
she's so young.
Polly, what's up, Polly?
Hey, Paulie.
Hey.
Polly.
I just think that ultimately, you know, I think this particular portion of where we're coming into the story is, I think a lot of people are going to start making decisions that are the opposite of what would be good to do at this point. We're catching them at a moment after 10 years of really running all of this, and now we're going to start to see, you know, it's going to test their loyalty as a family and test them as a kingdom. With the first great test being the pirates.
Yeah, the crab
eaters.
Crab feeders.
Yeah.
Crab feeders.
So, like,
crab feeders. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know how to share screen, but can somebody pull up that guy? Craig is Strahar?
Martin, that's your cue.
Put up what? There's no...
A picture of the crab feeder.
There should be a picture, on the Wikipedia or something. Guy.
That's your job, Marshall.
Normally I would do it, but I'm not on my main thing today because of everything going on.
Hold on, I'll pull it up.
I'm actually downloading an image right now.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll
All right.
Right, Wolverine. That's even worse. You know, if you think about it.
Hey, is this sounding any better? Good morning, Cece. Is my audio any better?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, Cece.
I had to unplug my microphone and replug it back in. I don't think it was connecting correctly. So that's weird. Yeah, let me know if my audio is bad. Don't leave it up to Polly to fucking tell me. Jesus Christ, guys.
No, but what
Polly
I was
won't tell you.
to-
Polly will just slap you.
I was referring
Polly
to what-
told me. Polly's the one who said it in the chat. Hey, man, Gary, you sound like shit. And I was like, well, I feel like shit. Oh, you actually mean I sound like shit. Oh, okay. He was being literal.
Yes.
So let's see. I'm going to
So I was responding to what Wolverine said in the chat. So he's like, so what does the king decide to do? Marry his daughter's girlfriend. That was gross.
Yeah, that was.
Well, he already told his daughter to go cheer up the king by sleeping with him.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
know. Like that guy.
that's a
Otto's
manipulative.
easy.
That's a manipulation tool. Her dad, because he wants to get his daughter in there. Thank you, D-Bud.
Yeah, also in the books, it isn't all that gross because they're like 10 years apart in age. Yeah, that mask. What does that remind us of?
Samaritan.
It reminds me of Hannibal Lecter.
Kings of the Harpy, anyone?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think, yes.
That's the Sons of the Harpy mask.
Yeah.
Yes, that is. Or at least an early version of it. Earlier version of it.
Well, it's pretty damaged.
Yeah.
But I was like, wait a minute. And
Good eye there, Anima. Good eye.
You know, some people think she has two.
This town needs an enema.
He got the reference. Nice.
I prefer the colonic.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
You know, I don't know about you guys, but my hemorrhoids, I just can't even do any of that stuff anymore. It's terrible.
Well, I'll tell you what. If all you got to do is work your way around them and get it in there. You'll be
So
fine.
all you guys believing that having a girl on the show makes this less a sausage fest, I'm sorry. I can't change anything.
Fascinating.
It does in my book.
I've got just laughing so hard in front of people. It's hilarious because I want to comment and I can't. It's hilarious.
Did you get forgotten yesterday? I'm sorry about that, buddy. I was so pissed because I got the new modem hooked up and we've been having problems with it since. I got to call tech after the show today. So I as soon as I end the show, I got to get off and deal with this. But it seems to be working today steadily. But last night it was intermittent. It would just shut off, like stop having internet. Now,
Give it a
agreed,
few
we had
days,
some
Gerry,
nasty
and that
storms.
tech is your best friend.
What's that?
Give it a few days and that tech's going to be your best friend.
Oh, I hope so.
Talking like they.
But I got to tell you, man, I called the tech for this is CenturyLink, and I don't want to shit on CenturyLink, but how about hiring some real fucking techs? Not some guy on the other end of the phone looking at a screen telling him what to say next. That's not tech support.
That's all of them.
Why are you using CenturyLink, my friend? I mean,
That's
come
all
on.
they have here in Sparta.
God.
Where he's located at, that's what they have.
I tried to get my own internet. And in fact, the next thing I was going to try, that if it caused any problems for the house, because I don't want to impact their internet, that if it impacts them in any way, they told me, CenturyLink said that I can get my own account. And that way I have a dedicated modem for myself.
Yeah, but it's still DSL, and not the good kind either.
No, it's not cable internet. It's DSL internet. Absolutely,
DSL,
I agree with you.
You know, my boy King Sport Cal got that joke, I'm sure. But anyway, yeah, I used to have CenturyLink because I actually do have CenturyLink here in Vegas. But it's just, I mean, the best I could get, like on a good day, was like 30 megs, and that was it. I'm like, that's nothing, man. It's like in my video.
What? I'm not going to laugh at that one, Monkey Jeebus, because I've seen that.
Please
horrifying.
stop.
Yeah,
Please stop.
Yeah, please.
Well, if it was next spring, you could get Starlink because that's when we get Starlink in this area.
Mm.
It sounds too close to Twink for me. Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah.
I'm gay for this show. I'm not a twink, though. I am not a twink.
Can I ask you guys something to go back to the House of the Dragon stuff?
Nobody wants to talk about House of the Dragon.
I'll still ask. I don't care. Do you believe that?
Oh!
Keep up your cherry.
Somewhere down the line.
Yeah,
it's so mean.
We're officially friends now that
an elephant could fall in love or something? Or is that not an option?
I think it's always an option. I mean, again,
she's not cool with that though. She's so stressed out about this. I mean, the whole picking at her fingers thing. She's not okay with that, but she knows she has no choice because her father orders her to do that. She needs to play that game.
As time goes by,
before they get married, I'm fearing that she will kill her best friend.
I think she's going to kill herself.
I don't think so. I think she is the central protagonist, for this series.
Allison,
is my video any better, guys? I've been trying to tweak it. It just seems like
it's pixelated.
Up and down.
Your voice sounds good.
It's up and down.
Your voice is sexy.
Wow.
Well, thank you.
That's something I didn't need to hear.
Not as sexy.
Yeah, you there waxing yourself, waxing off.
Back to House of the Dragon, please.
Oh man.
I think Allison does like the king. She's just not cool with the whole.
You know what, Monkey Jeebus? That is a line that fits perfectly in this fucking show. Sanity. Ponder, ponder, ponder. This is Sparta.
What is best in life?
Crush your enemies.
Crush your
See
enemies
the river before you.
Before you and listen to the lamentation of the women.
Some of you guys really killed them.
Yeah, you killed it.
You were almost in unison there, in stereo. That was kind of scary.
I will call you the Black Butcher this morning, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So, why do you guys think they don't want to mess with the crab feeder dude? Like, like the Sheevan's like, we got dragons, man. Why don't we just
burn them?
Yeah.
No, because they don't want to go to war.
Something up with the king.
The king doesn't want a war.
But what's the political play
there? Is that really what he's avoiding? Because I feel there's some subterfuge there.
Well, I think. Go ahead.
Having seen the trailer to the next episode, I kind of know why the king wants to be left out.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up. I didn't even know there was a trailer.
Yeah, I haven't seen
it
yet.
Out. It's out.
But fuck it, spoil it.
Because what's coming next is the Stepstones War.
Oh, let's show it. Can we just show it on the stream, or are we all gonna be quiet for a minute and just disappear?
Oh no, I'm not. No, we're done. We're done with that. I've been claimed too many times.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I can just spoil out this one bit. I mean, we see in the end that
I blame John for the last one.
Collis and Damon are teaming
up. What did I do?
You got us claimed, you motherfucker.
How did I get you claimed?
That trailer that told you to play every 10 seconds.
Oh.
But then you started playing every 7 seconds. And I'm like, what is he doing? I said 10. Count to 10.
So, hey, we got over 20 people, 23 people watching us right now. Thank you so much, everybody.
Can
Please
we
hit
let
that
the
like
lady
button.
finish what she wanted to say? I need to go and get a cup of coffee.
Get me one too.
Burn?
Sure. But please finish so I can go and grab. Please.
We see at the end that Collis and Damon team up. And also a nice little reference because they call themselves Second Sons. And that's a direct reference to the mercenaries in Game of Thrones because they call themselves the Second Sons.
Yep.
Wow.
I really like that.
Interesting.
And also
what
Collis tells him. 172, I think.
Yeah.
And now we're like 171 something.
Before the birth.
So this is like 3 or 4 generations.
Yeah, this is 172 years before the beginning of the book that would make up what we understand.
That's 6 generations. That's 6 generations.
Yeah.
Given that they didn't live that long, because Daenerys is about 36 or so, and he's considered an older man.
Wow. Wow.
Well, it ages you. Yeah, it ages you. I think the other thing is that the king is very. They talked about the finances and everything, and it turns out that you know, they don't have as much money to be able to go to war. For one thing, that's a concern. The other thing is, I think
we need some Lannisters.
But they do go to war. But
yes,
it's basically Daemon and Corlys who do most of it, and the king stays behind. He gives them the money, but he stays behind. So it's not a full-on war of the Seven Kingdoms against the Stepstones.
Well, the other thing is, I think you usually in circumstances like that, it's a time of great upheaval to run a war, but also when you're dealing with a lot of scheming people behind the scenes. I mean, Collins knows that.
Narrator now. It was a time of upheaval.
Yes. Oh, and Gerry.
Really nice,
yes, and Gerry. Fuck you. Anyway,
we should have you do that at the beginning of one of our shows, especially if we're going to talk about this kind of stuff. It was a period of upheaval.
Man, you are part of the Rebel Alliance
with
and a
one
traitor.
Austrian woman fighting for freedom.
Send me a copy of what you once said, and I'll figure it out.
It was a time of great upheaval.
No, Keith, go James Earl Jones, go deeper.
It was a time of great upheaval.
Sorry to ask. Been tweaking it. It's still not any better, is it? The video.
You look fine to me, then.
No,
you look good.
Yeah,
Looks better now.
Yeah.
You look awful though.
I mean, as good as Danny can look. So
you're
Danny, man. Hey, man. You good, man.
Yep, you're good, Danny.
But I really do. And CC, please, if you're still watching, let him grow his mustache back. He looks so awesome in his mustache. I've never seen a grown man grow a mustache quite like you do. It's it comes out all fucking perfect looking.
It's a perfect. It's a perfect porn stash, is what it is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it goes even beyond that, brother. It goes beyond Freddie Mercury. I mean, Freddie Mercury's mustache has nothing on Danny. I'm just telling you right now.
Another great T-shirt. It's a porn stash. Another great T-shirt or a hashtag line.
Even John Oates would have to go, dude. That's a stash.
By the way, as a nod to my buddy Mac, I want to say something. A few people know me know I have a cleft in my chin, and I have one of those little clefts. And Mac noticed it one day. He goes, "Hey, look at you! You got one of those little holes in the middle of your dick rest." You think I'm good at the backhand fucking compliments? Fucking Mac is a king. That's why he's one of my best friends. Because that dude, I've never seen anybody like fuck with me like that, dude. He'll just say something that sounds so nice, and you go, "Wait a minute, you just shit all over me." Robert Scott McCall, fuck you, man. All right, so Danny,
yes,
lead us off here because you've watched the episode, right?
Yes.
What do you consider to be the best highlights of this episode?
Of this episode, I have full disclosure. Like I was not a big fan of the first episode. It was just too slow for me. This episode was a little bit better. It was paced a little bit better. I liked the ending. How the two, I forget the guy with the white dreads. I forget his name.
Oh yeah, that scene was really good.
Yeah, they're scheming together. Yeah, he's like, dude, didn't want my 12-year-old. Like, what kind of man doesn't want my 12-year-old daughter? And screw this. I'm joining up with his. We're gonna overthrow him.
I love his line. Our worth
really
is not
Game of
earned;
Thrones.
it has to be made.
Yes.
Well,
that's a really good line.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but you have to understand something though. At the beginning of this particular episode, Corlys is talking about the fact that all this stuff going on is getting to the heart of how he makes his money. If this stuff continues
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If this continues to go on, it's really going to affect their standing financially and otherwise.
Yeah.
So he has to take these guys on. I mean, he's got no choice. And so for him, after what he had said in the first episode about Damon, for him to go to Damon tells you how desperate he is.
Well, there's also there's been what, like a 6-month time jump between the 2 episodes?
Yes.
At
Yes.
least, yeah.
Yeah.
And how big of a time jump? Because Wolverine's talking about it. He's not looking forward to the big time jump.
10
How many
years.
episodes are we going to get with this young actress before we do the big time jump and she's an adult?
Probably just 1 or 2 more. Because the
No,
next
I
time
really
jump
like
is
the
like 2
actress.
years at least. That toddler looks like it's like 2 years at least. Egon the second in the next episode.
Yeah.
So
How's the backdoor? Thanks a lot, Gab.
we probably just have that actress for 1 or 2 more.
You know, I've got to tell you something. Look, man, you can't talk shit about backdoor with a name like Gap.
Point, Gerry.
The man has a
Fuck
point.
you, buddy. Fuck you. I love you, Gap.
The thing about time jump is, are they going to pull off the Stepstone Wars in 1 episode, or are they taking 2? Because if they do it in the 3rd episode, the 4th can be like 5 years or even bigger.
All right, I got to watch this trailer. I'll be back in just a second.
Yeah, okay.
I'm all excited.
It's a pity we can't show it.
I wish we could show it. I get
Yeah,
so
no.
irritated with. I just looked. I've got another claim.
It's so stupid.
what?
Though. We're advertising for
Fuck
this
if I
show.
know.
Yeah,
The
they're
picture
not
of
even
the
shit
guy?
talking.
The
We don't
picture
like
of the
it.
crab feeder, maybe.
No, it's not today's show. I'm trying to find out. I'm going into the studio right now. Like, I got a claim, and I need to find out what this fucking is.
Oh, I know what it is. It's for having me on there. It's having a black guy claim. I'm sorry about
Well,
that,
that's
guy.
because they're racist and they can't tell the difference. When
I know, right?
Oh,
This
no,
one
it's-
isn't my fault.
Yeah, this one actually it was that one. It's already dealt with, so we're good.
Keith, you
We're
want
good.
to kill me?
I have no active claims.
Did
Hey, I
see
want to
stuff
let
like
you
that when
know
I'm
that we are at
drinking?
4,100. We are well on our way towards 5,000. I wanted to do a 4,000 celebration, but Tom and I talked because Tom and I are getting serious about doing our own show together.
I know you're getting
Oh,
serious.
you're getting serious.
I've already done the
know you're getting
logo.
serious.
We're just really trying to work out the details because Tom and I really love each other, but this is precious time to both of us. You know, we got to make sure we use our time wisely. What we're looking at is on a Sunday, and this has been suggested from the powers that be that Sunday might be a very good one for either early in the midday or late on Sunday evenings. And
Anybody wearing white? Oh, sorry.
But which is perfect because you got to remember, Tom and I were part of that thing where we do the script readings, right? With Jesse.
Oh
And that's
my
not
God.
happening anymore. We're not involved with that. So I said, we ought to do that because it's something he and I like doing is table reads. You know, nothing more fun as an actor than doing a table read for a script.
I know, right?
And to have him, me, and maybe a couple other people, he brought this up that when we do it, that we bring in at least one female to play any female parts.
Woman. The term is woman.
I'm military. We say female. Seriously, they train us to never call them women, girls. We are taught to say female.
Okay.
And it's just simply, it's a sign of respect that the military feels.
I
that we're
highly
supposed to
recommend
show.
everybody watch that trailer. 'cause
From a
that next-
female standpoint of view, that's stupid. Because female is like so.
It's generic. It's meant to be generic. You're not supposed to, because the
I
big
want to be
thing is
called
you're
a
not to
female.
familiarize yourself with citizens. You're to
Yeah,
respect
I
them.
get that.
They outrank soldiers. If you didn't know that, every soldier, unless there's a police action, every soldier is beneath you. You have control as a citizen over
Really?
soldiers. Yes. U.S. Army. That was what we're taught. That we are to say yes, ma'am, yes, sir.
I mean, Anima got hip to that quick.
Well, she knows
Anima,
her
can you show-
European history.
We're doing history now.
Because Vienna is nothing more than the Paris of Bavaria.
Oh, here we
Oh,
go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I
Ruined.
want to know what Andre thinks of that when I say that. I'd like to hear what Andre has to say.
I can tell you what he thinks. He thinks, fuck you, Gary.
Well, he's Norwegian. He's Norwegian.
And
I
with
noticed
that,
on my YouTube view. Hold on. I was reading that. God damn you, motherfucker, Martin! I'm going to choke you. Martin and I start clicking together. It's funny. I notice on my YouTube viewing, there's not much on that's really fun to watch on Tuesday night and on Sunday afternoons. And that's why we're thinking of Sundays, because he's busy on Tuesdays. Because
You lose your
Andre,
though when you do Sunday afternoon.
Andre's like his boss, technically. Not even technically, he's his boss. And Andre is the manager of Midnight's Edge. And Tom is his workhorse, and he fucking puts him to work doing those videos, putting them together. And his editing is really some of the best. And by the way, who else fucking thinks that is the best intro video opening title is their theme?
oh hell yes.
We've got the best outro, but they definitely have the best intro theme.
Well,
amazing.
You know that pre-intro one that we have is pretty boss too. I love that. You know.
Oh, I like the one for Scoop Zone. I'm going to integrate it elsewhere because I think I'm dissolving Scoop Zone, and we're just going to do scoops throughout the week from Mike. And I'll throw up the logo when we do. But I especially want to do Scoop Zone on Fridays for our TGIF. The opening of the show will be nothing but news.
Cool. I'm
and
down.
then Saturday, Shanatsky had this great idea for him and Six to do a thing, and I figured we could just shut up on Saturdays and give them like a good half hour to do their thing on Saturdays for Saturday morning fun time.
Sounds like a plan.
I think it is. Oh my God, it is.
Well, as far as Tuesday night, that's Toxic Tuesday.
Yeah, Toxic Tuesday, and I'm on that. And of course, Tuesday mornings, I'm busy doing this.
But on Sundays, there is.
And I think Tuesdays is going to be our Game of Thrones or House of Dragons day to just talk about the latest episode. And when the show's over, we'll talk about other shows. We'll find other shows.
Well, there's a lot of really cool shows coming back. I did not realize that there's a new season of Warrior coming, and it's just like, oh my God, Warrior's coming back. You know, of course, season 2 of Reacher, that's going to be awesome. We should do a show for Reacher once Reacher comes back.
Yeah, like every day of the week except for Wednesday. Wednesday is UFO day. We'll make every day dedicated to a show during the run of that season. It'll be fun, and I like doing this, having all you guys on, and we just we're kind of doing a TJF on a fucking morning show.
Are you?
There we go.
Are you gonna do Andor as well once it comes out?
Look, I didn't want this show. I didn't ask
think
for
anybody
this show,
did.
but I get irritated when people go, "Thanks, Kathleen Kinney, for giving us a show that we didn't ask for." It's like, first of all, George Lucas gave us a movie we didn't ask for. He just knew we wanted it. And Andor might actually be good. From what I've seen of it, it looks more almost Favreau than it does.
Yeah, it looks solid.
Andor's look. What I don't like about it, I don't like prequels. I have trouble with this show at first because I thought it was going to be just a straight prequel, but now we're looking at like a century and a half before Game of Thrones. So I'm like, oh, then I'm actually okay with that. That doesn't bother me as long as it doesn't have any of the characters, because I don't want to see these characters when they were kids, you know, because, you know, they're not going to fucking die. You know, that's why I made fun of Texas Chainsaw Massacre prequel. I'm like, we know who's not going to fucking die in that. Any of that fucking family that's in the original film.
Same deal with Andor. We basically know how the story ends.
Yeah.
And that was one of the few times I made fun of Mac. I went, if you think prequels are good ideas, you know, you need to go back to school, buddy. Prequels are bad ideas, storytelling.
For this particular story, one of the things I liked about it was the fact the first time I heard some of these names was in a scene with Arya Stark and Tywin Lannister, when Arya was serving as his cup. I mean, his wine pourer, basically. Arya, I think. What is the daughter's name again? Her name is.
I forget their names.
Veneris.
Yeah.
She's a hero to Arya. Arya knew who she was, and so what little I know of her, she's definitely going to become a badass when she's older. Many of the things that Arya wanted to do with her life was because of her and what she had done.
You mean Rhaenyra?
Yes. Yes. So that's how much I had going into this show. What little I knew. So
interesting. Anybody else have any favorite highlights? Anima, John?
Yeah,
anyone?
I do, absolutely.
Boyan?
When Rhaenyra comes through the clouds on Syrinx.
Yeah. That one.
And when I saw it, because I watched it twice again, and when I saw it the first time, I literally jumped in my seat because you see the clouds. And I was like, what's going on? And then whoosh, the dragon comes. And I was like, whoa. That was such a cool scene.
Good morning, John Apocalypse. I've not watched that.
That's a
it's
video
again
game.
because I have a problem with prequels. Because everybody says it's good, but if it's got the same characters, they're not going to die.
Yeah, and I hate younger versions of characters.
I really am not a fan of that because it's bad storytelling. You can enjoy it all you want, and I'm not saying that you're dumb for enjoying it because it might be very enjoyable. I'm saying it's probably very enjoyable. But guys like me, people like me, not guys, people like me that are writers that know how to tell a story, we don't like watching prequels if they do that because it's bad. It's a bad device. It's a bad storytelling device.
it's the only thing that really sours me on the series Enterprise a little bit. That and the fact that it's the only Star Trek property from before.
The one thing they do correctly with that, though, is they put his misunderstanding of seeing his future because he doesn't die. He thinks he's going to die, but he's going to have a fate that's worse than death. Is that he's going to be disfigured and crippled by that.
You're mixing up Enterprise and
with Pike.
I was just going to say. Strange New Worlds. You mean Strange New Worlds?
Yeah. Well, I agree with you. But once again, we're almost 100 years before Star Trek. So I was kind of forgiving with Arthur and his crew.
Keith, could you finish your thought? I was interested in what you were saying. You got about Enterprise.
Well, no. I mean, it's one of the things that I personally didn't like because some of the stuff that they did screw up with Enterprise. They had episodes that contradicted some of the episodes from Next Generation. And
like when they found the Borg.
Oh God, that was bad. I mean,
well, they keep doing that. They keep doing this earlier and earlier thing, run-ins with the Borg. It's stupid.
It's beyond stupid.
Another problem they had is with the Klingons when they were dealing with that small. They were like a space oil rig on a planet. They had a pump and everything. The Klingons were harassing them. There was a lot of stupidity in that, and one of them was actually structurally storytelling wise. They used the device of blocking them in physically, but Klingons have teleportation. They have transporters, so it made no fucking sense how that blocked the Klingons in. It didn't block any signals. They were still able to communicate with them. It was just fucking stupid writing.
It just
Season
didn't
one
seem...
was bad writing.
Yeah, it was like nobody had planned anything out. How are we going to do first contact? Oh, we don't care. Just have a Klingon in there. It's like that makes no sense with everything that you've set up to this point. And setting up these characters. I mean, I have problems with Enterprise. There's a reason why the show, in my opinion, doesn't get good until season 3.
No, you and I agree on that.
It should have been for the talent that they had on that show. Scott Bakula and that cast were really good. They deserve better. You know. Yeah.
Well, Captain Archer is absolutely one of my top 4 favorite captains.
Well, he's the only one who has never been altered by anything that has happened from Abrams or Kurtzman. His show is the only thing that has been untouched by all the changes made by Abrams and by Kurtzman.
For now,
I'm going to tell you that's not out of respect. It's because they forgot about that show.
Well, yeah, and also they can't go back that far for some reason.
They didn't. They actually named a Starbase Archer in.
Well, that's the only thing. That is the only thing related to Rick Berman that has survived.
Well,
of that.
They reference Archer's dog in
Yeah, that's right. I remember the Beagle
in the
that's
movie.
right.
Yeah,
how Scotty beamed him and
Yeah. Again, that's because it's outside the purview of what they were doing.
I can't, Cam.
That remains untouched. So everything that happened on the Enterprise series is completely untouched and unaltered from any of the monkeying that Abrams has done or that Kurtzman has done. Completely.
And to answer your question, Enema, all roads lead to Star Trek.
All roads
lead.
There you go. There you go.
Enema, someday.
Set that nerd straight. Set that nerd straight right there.
Someday we will bring you into our
It got
our
brought
little
up because
organization.
we were talking about prequels.
Yeah.
And,
That's my fault.
No. We were talking about prequels and talking about what works and what doesn't work. By going further into the past, you have less chance of having a greater impact on the future shows that it's a prequel to. So I think it's a smart thing. I do like the fact that I don't like George R.R. Martin. I think he's a piece of shit. But I appreciate that he's really taken a leadership role in this
What's that,
show.
Danny?
What?
What did you just say?
I already forgot. I don't know.
Never mind.
It's what they call a brain fart. You know,
Yeah, brain fart. But
you're good at that.
You know, okay, John, what were your favorite highlights from this episode?
Well, I agree with Anima. That whole scene preceding her arriving, though, with the fight about
The
to break
tension
out
on the bridge, yeah.
and the
that's such a good scene. Yeah,
Damon's dragon comes screaming in.
And is it the mother? Am I interpreting that correctly? That's the mother of that egg?
No.
Who is the mother of that egg then?
I think
Dreamfire. The dragon is called Dreamfire.
Which one's Dreamfire?
I don't think we've seen her yet.
Okay.
Actually, I thought she was the one that what's her name was riding at the beginning of the first episode.
Rhaenyra.
Yeah.
No, her dragon is Cyrix.
No. I thought that was a dragon that she was testing out because at the
that wasn't her dragon.
That wasn't hers? Okay.
No, that was not her dragon. She was riding that one because it's a new one. And because there are other dragons at the end of that scene when she gets off and she's talking to her best friend, you notice there's another dragon in the cave, and I may be confused, but I thought that was not her dragon. That was part of the reason why she wanted to write it to help break it in.
Maybe, yeah, could be right.
Well, I know they have 10 dragons, so
yes.
I was about to ask how many dragons are in this show actually.
We got to see
that we've seen.
More.
No, I mean,
do we know how many there are?
In general, for the Targaryens, how many
10.
dragons do they have?
Was it? I could have swore I heard 15 somewhere.
No, it's 10.
Yeah.
It's 10, okay.
That was a plot point from the first episode, also. But
Who wants to get us off path again?
The good one.
Getting She-Hulk in now. Getting House of the Dragon, buddy.
Yeah, She-Hulk's tomorrow at midnight or whatever.
Well, Thursday.
Yeah,
you know, I wish I could get some enjoyment out of She-Hulk. I wish I could, but I've already put myself out there so many times for Marvel and what they've done on Disney Plus that I'm getting sick and tired of getting burned as a comic book fan.
I really like She-Hulk. I've been really enjoying it.
She is an enjoyable character. I just don't know if I like this version of the character. I'm not sure if I can truly appreciate why I liked that character originally in the comics because in the comics, she enjoys the hell out of being who she is. There are no complaints. She, from day one, has a different mindset. She's as different from Bruce in how she sees what she does as Nightwing is from Batman. Nightwing really enjoys being a hero. He grew up doing it compared to Batman. And as far as the Hulk is concerned, she really enjoys being She-Hulk to the point where she does not change back. And that's the only other thing with this show that I'm not a fan of.
Well, they've explained that's a money issue.
No, it's a money vanity issue. There is no major actor. It's kind of like the reason why Sly Stallone had to take off the mask in Judge Dredd. That was the one big no-no that no fan wanted to see. But he had to take off his mask because, it's part of who he is as an international star.
This truly is ADD theater. We're just all over the place.
It's just one of those things. You cannot get a known actor to play a part where they have to keep a mask on the entire time. You will not find. Well, I mean, a mainline major name. Carl Urban had made his name just playing whatever he wanted to play. That's part of the reason why he's Carl Urban. He's just that cool. He's willing to shave his head. He's willing to alter whatever he needs to alter in order to play a part because he enjoys acting that much. And that's part of he's also one of the reasons why we may not be getting a Star Trek 4 because he can ask for a lot more money than what he was able to get for the last movie that he did.
Then he's busy with the boys, but I did want to say something to Danny and John's comment where about back to House of the Dragon.
Yes.
What made that scene for me anyway so good when she shows up with the dragon was basically her saying "F you" to that Otto guy after he basically kicked her out of their meeting at the beginning of the episode. Where she's like, well, we have a dragon. And he's like, I think you should take the little girl somewhere else. And then her dad just totally, that's a good idea.
It was a statement basically when she flew in, like, hello.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, during Game of Thrones, there's this photo I love of Jason Momoa on Bring Your Kid to Work Day.
Nice.
He and Mel made a beautiful little baby. What a cute kid.
What's the story behind that picture? What is
I don't know, man, but I fucking love
with...
Mel Gibson and Jason Momoa. And until he started getting stupid, I also really liked him, but he's gotten stupid with the dwarf stuff.
By the way, does anybody know where this show was filmed? Because I love some of the panoramic.
I'm assuming parts in Ireland again, right?
Yeah,
To me, it looks like the shot that they did in the first episode and this one. It's like they took inspiration from Istanbul, basically from Constantinople, the Hagia Sophia. So I wanted to say Turkey or formerly Greece.
Well, look, they learned a lot from making Game of Thrones. And a good portion of the people working behind the scenes on this show worked on Game of Thrones. Mm-hmm. And so what they learned was, there's two things that have happened since the end of Game of Thrones. One, you have now a group of people that know what they're doing. They know what they're in for. So nothing's really going to be that much of a surprise. The second thing is that we've had advancements in visual effects, so you don't have to do as much traveling. There's oh man, what is the name of that one piece of technology that Lucasfilm developed? There's the one with the say what?
Screen? The screen.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
that is a game changer because that also helps you to control more things than you would have from before. Meaning that you don't really have to go on too many locations. You can film whatever you need to film for whatever environment. And unlike...
There you go, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, Croatia, King's
But
Landing.
this is
probably.
actually St. Michael's Mountain, Cornwall. I've actually drawn that for a graphic novel when it was new. I had to draw what it looked like when it was first built. Cornwall. They really like Cornwall. That's interesting.
They really like Cornwall. And
Well, I think
that's the one you were talking about right there.
Yes, that's the one.
And that's also where they film parts of Game of Thrones.
Yep. That's the
What
street
the
scene where he had to
hell?
walk nude was shot here.
Go lower. Granada, yeah. Oh yeah,
Portugal, Monsanto.
England again.
And then of course Warner Brothers Studios in leaves in Hertfordshire, England. So
that's a great place to film. But you also have to understand they probably get lots of tax breaks for filming certain places. And the announcement that you're filming another Game of Thrones style series, of course, lots of places are going to want you to come there. And it's like, hey, film here. We'll give you whatever you want. Film here. Unlike the Amazon show, I think this particular production is going to enjoy a lot of tax breaks for any country they want to go to film whatever they want to film. They pretty much have the entire planet, with the exception of going to New Zealand, to film whatever they want, wherever they want. Because I think New Zealand has become the headquarters for that Amazon show. So
that we won't name.
Show what it mustn't be named.
By the way, you guys know that they basically greenlit season 2, like straight after the pilot.
Oh heck yes! I had heard something.
That wasn't a surprise, right?
Yeah, I heard something weeks ago about them wanting to do that.
Yeah.
That was a foregone conclusion, especially after hitting 10 million views for the first episode. I mean, that was a foregone conclusion as soon as they solidified those numbers.
And they have a built-in fan base. They have probably almost all of the Game of Thrones fans on board.
Well,
oh, go ahead, John.
That's a lot smarter than Amazon did with Wangs of Bad Fan Fiction, and greenlighting 5 seasons before they even have the first one out.
So stupid.
You know what? That matches what they did with Star Trek Discovery. And I'm sorry to make it back to Star Trek again, but that's another example of throwing a lot of money at something that you don't know where it's going. And they threw a lot of money at Discovery. But that was partially because Netflix was dumb enough to give them enough money to do 2 freaking seasons. Idiots. So,
at least with this, with House of the Dragon, I can see it actually remaining good. The first season will probably end on some kind of a cliffhanger that will have people hooked up and talking about season 2.
Well, there's a lot more motivating them to get this right. And at the top of the list, the fact that George R.R. Martin is one of the people that's actually quote unquote working on the show. So here comes another excuse why he can't finish all those damn books. But I mean, he's now working on this show. So if anything goes wrong, he's got nothing to hide behind. Yeah. He's got nobody to blame but himself. And he can't spin his way out of it with all of the different versions of stories he had for the last series and why it went a different way. So this is one of those situations where this show better be good for his reputation, because as it stands right now, if anything happens to this show, if it ends up going the same way as the last one, he's done. It doesn't matter if he finishes those books or not. Nobody's going to read anything else. I mean, this is it. HBO knows it. Warner Brothers knows it, or at least Warner Brothers Discovery. Zaslav knows it. Everybody knows it. This is it. So,
if this fails, that's it. No more Game of Thrones stuff.
No more nothing. Zaslav will not take any phone calls from Martin. Ever.
On the other hand, if this goes well, they have a potential to go even further back and do something about the Valerian family.
Yeah.
Well, all of them are Targaryens, and they have been kings, so there's potential of doing.
Potential, but you know what? They would be better off going forward with an Arya Stark adventure series. I have a feeling we're going to get introduced to some of the possible places where she could go. Because if you remember, at the end of Game of Thrones, in the final episode, she talked about visiting all the places that were not on the map. So obviously there are still a few more areas on their planet that people haven't been to. And she wants to go there. And I have a feeling that at least with this show, they will have the possibility of exploring a few things that we've yet to see. You know, that'd be the smart way to go. Because with this show, you have all new characters, even though you've gone backwards in time. To have a sequel series to put us up to speed onto where everything is after Game of Thrones would really be more helpful and would give you a better view of the current state of the fandom. And if this show ends up being a major hit to go 8, 9, 10 years, that would make it even easier to do an Arya Stark sequel series.
Didn't I see they were talking about a Jon Snow series?
They were talking about one, but that's really going to depend on what happens first and foremost with this show, how strong it is with the fan base. I think we'll have a better view as to whether or not that's actually going to happen after season 2. I think Zaslav and everybody wants to wait to see where the fandom is after season 2. If the numbers continue to go up and HBO and HBO Max continue to enjoy some success because there's a lot of fans, and they can at least get this back up to at least where Game of Thrones was in its 5th season.
Yeah.
If they can get it back up to that, yeah, we'll probably get a Jon Snow series.
But
although
I have to say he hated the role in the end.
Yeah, well,
He was really done by the end of it.
Yeah, but
isn't he gonna be too old to play Jon Snow at that point?
Depends on when.
If it's a post Game of Thrones show,
you could make it anything you want.
He could be older.
Yeah, they all could be older. You know, I don't believe I'm about to say this, but we could do a whole show just based around what's going on at Winterfell. You know, I mean, you know, 4 of those kids, 4 of the siblings are still alive. So you could do any kind of post show you want with those characters. But it's really going to depend on how much you can grow the fan base.
Sansa Tyrion family drama incoming.
Yeah.
I think they would have a better shot at doing an Arya show because that's a little more challenging for your visual effects and for showing things that we've never seen before. Doing a show about Jon or Sansa would be interesting in catching up with those characters. I don't know how long you could go with that, especially now that, quote unquote, there is no more Night King. You know, how interesting is it to see Jon basically foraging up north? I mean,
I think Arya would be more interesting.
Well, there could be another danger up north that we didn't know about.
True, but then again, doesn't that sound just a tiny bit derivative?
Yeah, it does.
Tiny bit. So, because the wall is gone. It's not like anybody's going to try to rebuild it. So you've already changed that landscape. But that's the reason why I keep bringing up Arya. That character is set up to do some amazing stuff. And given the fact that, you know, you're talking a show where she's the captain of a ship. She's going exploring. Who knows what else is out there? You're living on a planet at a time where there are dragons. So what else is out there? You know, that's the reason why I think hers is the better story. If I had a vote, if I were David Zaslav and I could, you know, direct our interest and funds towards anything, it would be an Arya Stark show. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I could see that.
And she would be the cheapest out of everybody to bring back. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, no, seriously, that new video game that they have, Multiverses,
She's there.
where Arya Stark is a character in that, and so far she is the only Game of Thrones character in that game. So, yeah, I mean, go ahead.
I say I figure they'll add Jon Snow at some point.
At some point.
From what I've seen from the leaks, somebody did a data mining. For now, for the next at least a year or maybe less, Arya seems like she's going to be the only character. There are plenty of other DC characters there and the Gremlin stuff and stuff, but I haven't seen a single, and I mean a single GOT character except Arya.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? They probably will eventually. I don't know. I mean, sometimes you can trust the data miners, sometimes you can't. Who knows? So, but so far it seems like she's gonna be the only one, and she's really good. I've played the game. I've taken her for a few rounds. She's really good.
I've played the beta of the game, and I was pleasantly surprised that that Shaggy is such a badass in the game. What he can do with a sandwich, oh my god! But overall, you know, I haven't had the chance to really explore with too many other characters. Wonder Woman's a total badass in that game.
Oh yeah.
But of course, but
Trinity is basically all three of them.
Oh heck yes! Oh heck yes! But there is a story with the DC Trinity though. What they all represent, you know, to the history of DC, and why those three are the main representatives, because they represent all the main genres that DC had. You know, Superman represents science fiction. Wonder Woman represents, of course, fantasy, which was really the bread and butter of a lot of comic books in the 1930s and 40s.
Oh, sorry to interrupt you. I just found an article. Danny and the Hound seem to be coming to Multiverses. So
really?
Yes, Daenerys Targaryen and the Hound, Godzilla, Fred Flintstone, and Ted Lasso. But yeah,
wait! We're gonna have
Godzilla.
Yeah, Godzilla and King Kong. I even saw King Kong.
Godzilla and King. Oh, jeez, they want my money. They want my money.
Marvin the Martian, Johnny Bravo, Powerpuff Girls. But yeah, as far as GOT goes, only Danny and the Hound for now.
Wait a minute. So no, what the heck? I'm telling you, there's something happening. The new head of DC Studios has it listed for 2023. He has Johnny Quest on there.
Yes.
They better put Johnny Quest in that game.
He's there.
You know,
on the leak stuff.
Oh, he is.
Yes, he's there.
Have they got Race Bannon on there?
Let me check. From what I see, no.
Awesome.
I can probably guess that they probably won't have Haji.
They probably won't.
So yeah, okay, Mad Max, for example, is going to be there. Johnny Bravo, Harry Potter, Gandalf, Raven from DC. Static Shock.
Static.
Yeah.
Okay. I played just enough of that game in the beta to know that I suck at it.
Yeah, me too.
But if they're bringing some of my favorite characters, I might have to throw some money at it.
Me too.
I'll post the link to the private chat so you guys can go check it out.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I look. I've already said the other day the character I really want is Space Ghost.
Oh,
because
awesome.
right? Space Ghost would be awesome. But there's way too many people that only know the jokey, more quote unquote modern version of the character and not the original badass version of the character. So I'm hoping it's the badass version of the character.
Wow, Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Wicked Witch from Wizard of Oz.
Imagine if Beetlejuice is voiced by Michael Keaton.
I don't know if Michael Keaton's going to want to do too much with Warner Brothers. David Zaslav should just go ahead and give us what we want. We want Batman Beyond. It's really what we want. That would solve a lot of problems instantly. And I think the only reason why they don't do that is because it would probably piss off Matt Reeves. Because nobody's going to want to pay attention to what he's doing with Batman if you've got Batman Beyond with Michael Keaton.
But
I'm serious.
Yeah. To go back to actually and try to connect House of the Dragon with
yes,
they might even add Damon at some point. Now that they've seen how the show has been, they might start adding more. Like
Damon would be awesome.
Damon and Tyrion, for example. So, but yeah, primarily, as far as the show goes, Damon.
What's Tyrion gonna do? I mean, as a
Drink.
fighter, yeah, he drinks and he knows things. That's all he does.
Well, he's also good at killing people while they take a shit.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
how about Morpheus? That'd be a good character to use.
They are doing Neo.
Yeah.
No. The King of Dreams.
The Sandman.
Yeah.
Sandman.
There's so much. I mean, if they're really going to go into the entire Warner Brothers library, there's a lot of different characters you could pull out of that. I mean, you could even have, Dr. Fate, Hawkman.
Now I know Black Adam is gonna. He's
Black Adam's in it already. Yeah.
Yep.
But I mean, all kinds of characters that you could pull out of this, and wow, Warner Brothers, good on you guys. Jeez.
Like I said, I think they will now wait. I mean, why should I? If I was there, I would actually start putting in Damon now. Right?
Yeah.
Let's sail this wave of popularity of House of the Dragon. Let's put at least Damon in, if not Rhaenyra or. I mean, you could put Viserys, but what's he gonna do? Die? just stand there and do nothing.
He's gonna ooze pus all over everything.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
He's a little pussy.
Yeah, or you could put the Corlys Valerian.
Yeah. Look, as far as I'm concerned, the sooner they get Godzilla in the game, I mean, they've already. Well, I won't go into that, but there's a lot of different characters they could have, and that would be fantastic. But really, we should try to bring this back to Hot D. So,
well,
I will say this much. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I was gone for a little bit because of a client called, so I actually will have to dip out here in a couple of minutes to take care of.
You do what you got to do, big man.
But go on. I still got a couple minutes. So
okay,
Gerry.
Yeah,
I think he'll be back.
Gerry posted that Lauren walked in and started using the internet and it dropped his signal. So
it's all good. We'll keep it going. Look, let me ask this: what do you think the chances are that if this show becomes success, that George R.R. Martin probably won't write another book set within this time period to keep everything rolling? I mean, can you foresee that happening or not?
I mean, I don't want anything from him until he gives us the final book. And
that's not happening, Danny. That's not realistic at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with you, man. I agree with you, but I don't think he's interested in doing that at all. I think
I would settle just for the next book.
I know a lot of people would.
How about John Theory that he actually has written them all and it's just not giving them out, being a real asshole?
Yeah, he's just baiting everybody. Here they are, but I'm not going to release them.
Anima, I would love if that were true, but something in my heart tells me it's not.
Who was it that was saying he's got him finished and they're going to be released posthumously? Who was that?
John. That was John.
That was my theory.
Yeah, last show.
That one.
Yeah.
I would love to believe that he thought all that through, but given his age and given everything that he's done that has distracted him up to this point, I really don't see that as having happened.
Well, that wasn't just something I came up with. That's, I mean, there's a reason for that, because he kept talking early on when he was writing Dance with Dragons and all the rest, how he had to split it into another book because it was too long, and he had to split it again. And
yes, but
so
you do realize, though, if he does do that, and it turns out that he did all that, you do realize how bad that makes him look, and how mad Warner Brothers and even Zaslav will be, because that. No, I don't think he really does, but I mean, that will put him in a bad way, because that means he sabotaged Game of Thrones to achieve this. See, that his ego is massive. If he reaches a point where he can't admit that, that means he's reached the I don't give an F.
I think
portion. But that would also mean that he's willing to burn bridges and do whatever he wants to do, and that's not someone who you want working for you. If he's going to be like that, risk people's jobs and reputations, and really with all of the difficult stuff that all those actors have had to live with since the end of Game of Thrones, how many fans were mad, I mean, George R. Martin's going to need to find himself some security guards for the rest of his life.
Here's the thing, though. He doesn't work for them. I mean, like, he's just, he sold, rights and he's like a producer credit and stuff. Like, I don't.
But Danny, no. You're forgetting what the original deal was. Okay. That show got developed with the understanding that he would be helping them out. He decided to treat it like it was something that he could do it when he felt like it. And he reached a point where he didn't feel like it anymore. So he abandoned, in my opinion, he abandoned Game of Thrones is really what he did. He left. Unless you're going to believe one of the 20 different versions of the truth that he has told since the show's gone off the air about how they wound up where they wound up. Because, again, as Gerry and I keep saying, he keeps changing his story. It's hard to believe anything he has to say. So the truth in him are kind of estranged at this point.
I have a question for the entire panel now that we already mentioned. Let's entertain the idea that someday, somehow, or maybe he's already done it, George actually finishes and publishes those 2 books.
Yeah.
What kind of a response from the public do you guys and girl expect? Do you expect it to flop, or do you think that people would basically go finally and it would sell millions and millions of copies?
He's not going to sell as much as he would have had he just stayed on the straight and narrow.
Mm-hmm.
Look, at this point, whatever he thinks he's going to get out of hoarding those stories, you've already lost a significant number of fans from the height of the popularity of your TV show. You had them there. If he had those stories finished, that means he sabotaged everything. Because what? Surprise? I mean, everybody keeps wanting to blame the producers. The producers were only as good as long as they had materials to work off of. The moment he admits that he actually did that, that means he's taking full responsibility for what happened with that show. That means there are shareholders who lost money because fans were upset with this.
That's why I said it's going to happen post. If that's true, it won't happen until after he's gone.
No, there are some people that'll go after his estate.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of
so
stuff happening after one's gone, I actually do have to dip out now to take care of this client. But I'll
yeah, and hey, Danny, can we talk this afternoon at some point? Because I need to talk to you about Josh's website. I've got questions, and I need to make sure because I have updates, but I don't know if I need to do it to the old website or if we're ready for me to start doing it on the new website.
Yeah, let's get together, please. Yeah,
all right,
I'd like
thanks
to get that.
Take care of yourself, Danny.
Love you, Danny.
Bye, Danny.
Bye, Danny.
Bye, guys.
Stay safe.
Right, bye.
Update me too. You know what I mean.
All right, bye.
You always say you will, you never do.
Sorry.
See you next time. Eventually, he will talk.
Look,
right,
I hate to be that bad guy. I really do. I hate to think less of George R. R. Martin, but he's left me no choice.
I've never heard of a black guy that was afraid of being the bad guy. That's new.
Right.
Well, I got this butter dish right here.
Yeah. Everybody knows that Keith loves his BBC butter.
I think the fact that John is face palming is saying everything.
Hey, I hate to do this, but I'm going to wrap us up.
Cool.
Because I got to get back to work. It was a really good discussion today. I had a lot of fun. I look forward to doing this next week. Hopefully, some of our other friends will be able to make it to the show. And then, of course, I'm going to talk to Shinatsky this afternoon and talk to Six about them doing this thing on Saturday for our Saturday morning fun time. Because they wanted to do it as a Thursday show. But the fact is, right now, I don't want us penalized by YouTube because we stream too much. And they can penalize you for that. And I don't want to stream too often. And the other thing we're going to be working on is, and it's been brought up multiple times, we need to start doing our shorts again. Not our underwear. Actual short videos.
Only you thought that, Gary. Only you.
No, I guarantee you Kingsport Cal and Monkey Jeebus thought underwear. I fucking know these guys. And you know what? I suspect that Cam probably thought underwear too when I said shorts. The only good person out there in the audience that probably didn't think underwear is Penny and Bill Barkley. They were probably absolutely G-rated PG thinking. I'm just saying.
Because they're good people.
Yeah, they are. Gap, you're a nasty fucker. Stop acting like you're a good person. Fuck you, buddy. Hey. So I want to do my thank yous. Let me get my. Oh man, you got to do the whole list again because I got kicked. I lost internet. People.
Jeez. Here we go.
You fucking Monkey Jeebus, man.
Yeah, it's time we wrap
better
up.
more than I do.
Yeah.
Wrap up.
Let's get out of here.
Giving him piles of money to do other. Finish this great interview with you. Oh yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff, Cam.
Yeah, it's after the fact though.
I want to go back to the beginning. I want to thank Chris Lewis, our buddy Scott's brother, for being here. I want to thank Scott for being here, even though he couldn't stick around. I want to thank Penny, Kingsport Cal, Wolverine 626, Gap After Dark, the Gap previously known as Gap Stargate, Bill Barkley. Let's see who else. Of course, the Peter Venkman fan side, John Apocalypse, Mighty Max, Destiny Captain. It's good to see you here today. Let's see who else jumped in. I'm scrolling through. Monkey Jeebus, thank you for coming. Come again.
Go. Again.
You know, am I doing Indian there or am I doing somebody
Indian,
mentally
yeah,
handicapped?
that's Indian.
Yeah.
Also,
I could be
you're probably
mentally
right.
handicapped. I could be mentally handicapped.
You're a poof.
Speaking of mentally handicapped, Lindsay, the cynical geek, thanks for dropping in. I love Lindsay. She is so fucking awesome. And let's see. I said hi to Cam and thank you.
Bye, Penny.
Bye, Penny.
Oh, Penny saying goodbye, Penny.
She's gonna go see the new Idris Elba movie.
Chris Moonlight. Yes, I want to see that so bad. He's a genie, a djinn. Christopher
right.
Moonlight Productions. Our good friend Chris was here. Let's see. I think
Need to get him back on the show.
Yeah, he's so busy right now, but I definitely like to get him back on.
Oh, we've been having this really cool conversation. We need to include you in. So
let's see. I'm trying to see if I'm missing anybody. I don't want to miss anyone that popped in. Oh my God, Gary. Lindsay fucking saw what I said. Speaking of mentally handicapped.
Did you get D. Bud Martin?
Yep.
Yeah, I got that, bud. Yeah, D. Bud. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here, guys. We stayed over 20. I didn't think we'd have that many with a spoiler show. Glad everybody popped in. It was a good discussion. I hope we get a full panel next time. Some of the people that were going to join us weren't able to join and or didn't watch the episode. Are they going to have that Christina Aguilera song in it? Jesus, I hope not. Even though I love her fucking voice. I can come back soon. Love you guys. Well, we love you too, Chris. We love all you guys. Shit, man. We're so lucky to have the chat we have. Very blessed. Spoilers are a myth. I like that one. Yeah, well, definitely. Spoilers are a myth. I mean, you get so much from a trailer now. They don't know how to do trailers anymore.
True.
But I want to thank Anima for showing up. Keith, we lost Keith. What the fuck happened to Black Guy? He left.
The roof got him.
All the interesting color left. Now we got all of us caucasoidal maniacs. We're all caucasoidal.
Since when is that not interesting anymore?
Yeah, well, ginger is apparently replaceable with people of color, like black people. According to Disney and most of Hollywood, every ginger has been replaced by a black actor or actress. So they're interchangeable. I look forward to the day when they swap out a black character with a ginger. We'll see that happen one day.
Going to happen.
That'll be the day.
If I make a movie, it'll happen just because I want to fuck with people. But anyway, Dr. Dragon, thanks a lot for being here, man. Kingsport Cal, all you guys, thanks a lot. Let's see, of course, Marshall Martin Acosta Santana, who is the right side of my brain. John Das Wolfen. Das Wolfen, would you like to touch my monkey? Yeah. And of course, Anima, who I will say Dankeschön with no accent,
you
American
mentioned
accent.
It twice now.
Dankeschön. Schoin. I'll mispronounce it. Schoin. Dankeschön. Oh, look at you. You're talking that German stuff. You're so Deutsche.
The German language. Don't provoke the Germans. You know what happened the last time somebody did that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, shit, they killed a fucking Hungarian dude and started a war with Germany.
Hopefully I'm not.
No, you're mixing stuff up.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't give a shit. He's just mixing it up.
Yeah, I don't have a book in front. Fuck you guys. All right.
Being an asshole.
DC went to so far using Mexican food to represent Mexicans. I know, man. It's fucking embarrassing. If you didn't watch, I showed both those videos by Polly last night. He was pissed. And as well he should be, because look, man, if you're going to do representation, do it with some respect. Give a shit about the culture you're talking about. Fucking having Green Lantern carrying a bag of tamales like he just went to some sort of fast food fucking restaurant. There's Keith. That's embarrassing. Demolition Man was underrated. I concur. Great film. In fact, if they wanted to remake that film because it was based on the goddamn song.
That film is so on the nose today. Like, just look what.
Oh yeah, he definitely, or they definitely predicted the future.
Oh yeah.
And of course, the only mistake they made was President Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't know if I would remake that particular thing. I would remake something that was an almost good movie. Almost did what it needed to do, like Virtuosity.
Ooh.
The Denzel Washington
film. Was a film, and it was part of the Peter Gabriel Denzel film series, because Denzel and Peter Gabriel really work well together. And any film that would use a Peter Gabriel song that Denzel was in, I fucking loved. And I love Virtuosity. I don't know why it tanked. I thought it was a really good, fun film. And of course, the Peter Gabriel song in that was Party Man, one of my favorite Peter Gabriel songs.
There's like another one would be Johnny Mnemonic.
Oh,
yeah, it needs to be remade because it wasn't good. It's just a cult classic for a reason. But Keith, thanks for popping back in because I was actually saying bye. We're ending the show.
Okay. Hasta la taco.
Thanks for being here, buddy. I deeply appreciate it. For all of you, this is your video for the day.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
That is the hand I am giving all of you right now. Thank you all for being here. That's the panel in the chat. I think that tomorrow's show is going to be good. We're going to have hopefully our friend. I'm going to be talking to Don Ecker today. Hopefully he'll be on. If not, no matter what, I'll be talking about UFOs. I'll be looking at some of the latest videos.
Gary, I think Don likes being on here way too much to miss.
I love Don Ecker so much.
He's so cool.
I'm so glad to have him back in my life. 10 years away from us too long.
Keith, straight from the
My
basement.
God, you are so black we can't even see you. Light refuses to reflect on you.
I know. I've chased the light away.
That's one black motherfucker.
That's right.
But I say this with all sincerity that this is.
That's the chat and the panel from me.